Today I'm reviewing the LG 75-inch Class QNED evo AI QNED85A series mini LED 4K smart TV. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've been living with this TV as the main display in my living room for a few weeks, watching movies, sports, streaming content, and day-to-day viewing. What I'm sharing is based on real use in a typical home setting, not just spec lists. Let's set expectations early. This is not a professional reference monitor or an ultra-high-end home cinema display built for calibrated theater rooms. It isn't designed to replace dedicated projectors or extremely high-end models that push into premium price tiers. What it is intended to do is deliver a large, bright 4K picture with sensible feature sets for everyday viewing and mixed content. Starting with picture quality, the mini LED panel brings strong brightness overall and good perceived contrast, especially compared with standard LCD panels. In brighter rooms, reflections are less distracting, and SDR content still looks punchy. HDR performance is noticeable in highlights and brighter scenes, though it doesn't reach the absolute peak performance you'd see on the very highest end sets. Still, HDR10 content feels more dimensional than on basic panels. The AI Picture and AI Super Upscaling features help with lower resolution content. Upscaling isn't magic, but in practice it smooths and refines details on older 1080p content without obvious artifacts. You still see the limits of lower quality sources, but the overall experience feels more watchable than raw scaling alone. Motion handling during sports and fast action feels controlled. There's a sense of movement clarity that doesn't chase unnatural smoothing, it stays measured and unobtrusive for most content. In everyday TV watching, this matters more than chasing extreme motion enhancements. Color rendering is balanced. Skin tones and natural colors hold up well in a variety of genres. It's not a calibrated studio display, but out of the box it feels stable and pleasant rather than oversaturated or washed out. Sound quality is practical. The built-in speakers provide reasonable volume and clarity for everyday use. You can follow dialogue cleanly without turning the volume up too high, and full-range content feels fuller than on basic TV speakers. That said, it's not a substitute for a dedicated soundbar or surround setup if you're after immersive audio. Smart TV features are current and well integrated. You get a modern platform with easy access to popular streaming apps, voice assistant support like Alexa, and simple navigation. UI responsiveness stays smooth during normal use. Viewing angle is typical for this panel type, best when seated directly in front, and a bit less punchy from wider off-axes. In large living spaces with viewers spread across the room, that's a normal trade-off with this class of screen. Now for honest balance. If you're chasing absolute top-tier home cinema performance, peak HDR brightness, wide gamut color at reference levels, and specialist calibration, those goals tend to live in pricier models. That's not a fault in everyday viewing screens, it's a difference in hardware class and price. Compared with standard LED TVs without mini LED backlights, this set delivers noticeably better control of brightness and contrast in brighter scenes. It handles mixed lighting environments more consistently. This TV makes the most sense for someone who wants a large format 4K screen for everyday viewing, appreciates brighter rooms and punchy highlights, streams a mix of content from apps and devices, likes simple smart features and voice integration. It might be less compelling if you're after a dedicated high-end home theater experience. You prioritize wide viewing angles in a very wide seating arrangement. Immersive audio is a must without external speakers used in a real living space day to day. This set feels capable and reliable as a primary screen. It doesn't oversell beyond its hardware class, and delivers what most viewers want in a modern large format 4K TV. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.